This is an iHeart podcast.
Horsepower, 0 to 60 times. These are among the benchmarks when considering a new vehicle. But Lexus believes there are some things, immeasurable things, that matter more. Awe, exhilaration, joy. How a cabin feels like it was crafted with you in mind. The way an engine note resonates with your soul. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. That's the standard of amazing. Lexus. Experience amazing.
In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
For NBC News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
We'll hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
How to save money on organic groceries.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Welcome to Frugal Friends podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Jill.
And today we are focusing in one of our money-saving grocery episodes on just organics. So this is for people who really want to prioritize at least that dirty dozen, but potentially maybe all of your groceries to being organic.
Yeah, we think that you can get the nutrition that you want at the price point that works for you. And we're just going to dig in on that. But first, this episode is brought to you by The Good Stuff. You know what I'm talking about. The stuff that feels luxurious, the organic, the well-made, the stuff you splurge on. But it's best when you can get the good stuff for free. Like all of our videos on YouTube. We love giving you free content. It's pretty much all we've been doing
free
on this
education.
podcast.
We do not see ourselves as influencers so much as educators. So that's why we love being
I hope we're influencing you to be more frugal.
True. But that's why we like YouTube versus Instagram. And that's why we want to be there for you.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. We really are loving the content that we're putting out there. A lot of it is different from this podcast episode or the episodes that you hear from our podcast. so you can find even more. You can see us. So please subscribe. Go to the channel, subscribe, and then dig around and like the videos and give us comments. But subscribing to our YouTube channel is huge for us and our growth and our ability to be able to keep putting out this free, entertaining education.
Yeah, and helping us reach more people with it. There's a lot of people who want to spend less, but ultimately want to spend better, more in alignment with their values. And they just don't know Frugal Friends exists because they're not really podcast listeners. So please, even if you're not a video watcher, please log into YouTube and subscribe to our channel. It really does help YouTube. When you go to YouTube and subscribe or watch something, YouTube then sends it out to 2 other people who don't know us, who are interested in becoming better spenders. So it truly, truly does help us. And we can do more visual content, like reacting to things on social media. I know you guys loved the de-influencing Memorial Day and the de-influencing summer videos. So we want to do more things that have like a visual component. And we'll have it on the podcast feed because we will not forget about our first true loves. But we just think it's been fun to kind of dissect what's going on social media, how it impacts our spending and how we view ourselves and our money, and help you keep what's important in perspective and keep your goals like in alignment with reality. It's been very fun, and we hope you'll stick around and see it, or at least subscribe to help other people see it. But this episode is just on the podcast feed, and we are talking about organics. So we're going to go through our tried and true 4-step to savings format that we do. How can I get it for free? How can I get it low cost? How can I get a deal on it? And if I can't get any of those, how can I buy it at full price, guilt-free? And so the first is a couple tips for finding free, specifically organic produce and foods.
And this one's wild. Be careful, but you can forage. That is very free. And there are resources to be able to do this, like Falling Fruit, which is a user-generated collection of public foraging areas, including dumpster diving. If you're into that, we're not saying that you have to practice all of these things, but it is an option that's available to you. And I will say I have foraged, which sounds crazy because I am
dumpster dive.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not too good. Okay,
we're not saying to do it illegally, but fallingfruit.com, I think it's .com, is definitely good for cities if you live in an urban area, because it's made by foragers for foragers, and there will be little notes as to like, oh, this is on private property, so like, be careful.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, especially in Florida around mango and avocado season, that's easy to forage and identify what kind of fruits those are. We have a mulberry tree in the park right next to our property, and so every season that the mulberry tree has fruit, there's us and tons of neighbors out there with ladders picking the fruit. So yeah, there can be in your area ways to not get sick and get food for free.
Yeah. And then you're not always going to be guaranteed organic foods. Honestly, our friend Laura, she does a lot of dumpster diving here, and the smaller, more like sustainable focused grocery stores, they have the best dumpster diving. So definitely check out Falling Fruit and check out specifically those grocery stores, because surely there will be notes on those grocery stores like what to expect, when to expect it, so that you're going there at the right times and you know, like, okay, this is what is usually in there, and this is definitely I won't find it. Also, next is food swaps with neighbors. So maybe you have bought something organic and you're not going to be able to use all of it, and you want to swap it with a neighbor. You can set these up. You can find them on Facebook groups, but it's probably better to set your own up. I think that we really rely on other people to create groups for us, thinking that leading a group will be too much work. But I think it really does, if this is something you want to do, it behooves you to start something, whether it's your church, community group, parenting circle, whatever, starting something that I usually have, like some organic produce. I value organic. And when I have leftovers, I'm going to post it here. And if you commit to do the same, then we can interchange this stuff. And you can find some of that in a Buy Nothing group. But if this lifestyle is really important to you, finding other like-minded individuals can get you just more targeted swapping.
The other alternative is volunteering at a community garden or doing a work share program at a local farm. So with those types of situations, you can earn fresh organic produce in exchange for helping to maintain the garden. And this is very common, actually, in all kinds of areas, rural to urban. This is something that could be found. Of course, there'd be a lot of seasonality to this, especially for our friends in the north, but still a really cool option for, a couple months out of the year.
Yeah, definitely. And then also you can check community fridges for organics. Some stock donations from local farms, co-ops, grocery stores can contain organic. You are not guaranteed that it will, but you can check Freege, FREEDGE, or Little Free Pantry. Those are two sites that will link you to community fridges that you can check to see if they have organics.
Moving on to our next category of how can I get organic groceries at low cost. And our first recommendation is to shop farmers markets towards closing time. So the vendors at farmers markets will often sell some of their leftover organic produce up to half off or more because they'd rather just get rid of it for at least some money than haul it back home with them. So it might be a bit picked over. It might not be, your nicest pick of the litter, but you could get it inexpensively this way.
And this will happen at any farm that's only open on the weekends too. My father-in-law, his U-Pick, and they bring in produce from local farms just to make it a more easy shopping experience. So you can pick your own produce that's there, but then you can also pick up some produce that is not grown on the farm. But they are only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Sunday evening, whatever's left, they do want to get rid of because then they're going to either use it themselves. And if they can't use it all, like the other, a few weeks ago when I was up there, for some reason, somebody had big bins of spaghetti squash. He had more spaghetti squash than I had ever seen in my life.
Yikes.
And he was telling me, please take spaghetti squash. We will never eat this much. So that happens at these local farms, maybe not a market, but a farm that's only open, on the weekends, going on a Sunday right before closing time and seeing what you can get.
Yeah.
You can also split a CSA box with a friend. So community-supported agriculture shares are less expensive in bulk. And again, this is the thing where creating your own group of like-minded friends can benefit you, not just in the sharing, but also splitting costs for a bulk CSA box. You could save up to 50% or more on the overall cost. And then having that, maybe you get it 1 week and another friend gets it another week, or you split it weekly between people. It's really, you don't have to be best friends with these people, but if you share similar values on one thing, you can use that to save money.
Absolutely. This would be even something I think would be good with a coworker.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. You don't have to be
day.
best friends with your coworker, but they could help you save money in this way.
Mm-hmm. Next, as far as low-cost ways to get organic, you could buy near expiration organic goods, so you can get great deals on this type of stuff. Even, organic canned goods, organic bags of rice, whatever it may be, that's still safe to eat. It's just coming up on its almost expired time. And so that would be something that, could be marked down at the grocery store, but you can also find deals on sites like Flash Food. So that's an app. Jen, you've used this with great success.
I love Flash Food. For me, I get it from DashMart, which is a grocery store that DoorDash uses. Like, they don't have people going into Publix or Walmart. They have their own private grocery store. So people are not just going to go in there and pick up the deals. They put near expiration foods on Flash Food. And I have gotten so many great things
you have.
That I wouldn't have otherwise gotten for a really low price. And it's marked up on DoorDash, obviously, but I'll compare the prices when I'm looking at Flash Food. I'll compare them to Walmart, where I usually get my groceries, or even Costco if it's something I'd get there. 9 times out of 10 less expensive. And it's the brand name version. So I love Flash Food.
Yeah. Too Good To Go is an option, although that is primarily more your cafes and restaurants. Still really great to get low cost food.
But there are some eco-friendly restaurants and cafes that will put their stuff up. And that's a great way. Like, if there is an organic restaurant that you're interested in, they might be on there, or to just browse the organic cafes. Yeah. There are a couple on our Too Good To Go. And again, love that app as well.
Or you can check out Misfits Market,
which I have not used.
I haven't either.
I get ads for them.
I believe that they're a bit more subscription based, but I have had friends use them and they've been pleased.
I'm willing to be sponsored by them and in order to find out.
Would love to try it out.
We'd love to try it out. Clearance produce bins. So again, natural grocery stores, they will mark down ripe fruits, veggies. They'll just, mark down not just fruits and veggies, really anything that's nearing its expiration date. So you can get those things at low cost. But especially fruits and veggies, I think, are where you're going to find your best low cost. Otherwise, you're looking in deal territory, which is maybe 10 to 20% off.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card.
Whoa, I just found out you can earn up to 3% daily cash back on everyday purchases made with Apple Card.
Yeah, you can earn unlimited daily cash back with Apple Card on every purchase. No matter where you check out with Apple Pay, you always get daily cash.
The possibilities are endless.
What's better is that daily cash can automatically grow when you open a high-yield savings account through Apple Card.
That's like endless. Plus one.
Visit apple.co/card calculator today and discover just how much daily cash you can earn.
Subject to credit approval, savings available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings in Apple Card by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Trust isn't just earned, it's demanded. Whether you're a startup founder navigating your first audit or a seasoned security professional scaling your GRC program, proving your commitment to security has never been more critical or more complex. That's where Vanta comes in. Businesses use Vanta to establish trust by automating compliance needs over 35 frameworks, like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. Centralize security workflows, complete questionnaires up to 5 times faster, and proactively manage vendor risk. Vanta can help you start or scale your security program by connecting you with auditors and experts to conduct your audit and set up your security program quickly. Plus, with automation and AI throughout the platform, Vanta gives you time back so you can focus on building your company. Join over 9,000 global companies like Atlassian, Quora, and Factory who use Vanta to manage risk and prove security in real time. For a limited time, our audience gets $1,000 off Vanta at vanta.com/special. That's VANTA.com/special for $1,000 off.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out, but no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Yeah. So when we now get to this next category of trying to find a deal on organic produce, you can consider buying the seconds or the ugly produce. So we kind of talked about this already a bit, but asking farmers markets or local grocers for bruised or misshapen produce. So this doesn't mean that you necessarily have to wait till the near closing time at a farmer's market. It's more so, hey, what do you have that doesn't look so good that you might not be able to sell?
What didn't you put out?
Yeah, full price.
I feel like this is more Misfits Market.
And
I
this
could
is
be
Misfits
wrong.
Market,
I could
too.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is what they do.
If they give me money, I'll find out.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Then also stock up during in-season times and freeze. The freezer is your best friend. Super cubes that have like pre-portioned bigger sizes than ice cubes are so great for like proportioning out smaller, like buying it in bulk and getting the savings and then freezing it in small portions so that you don't have to take the whole gallon size bag of like blueberries out or something. You can just take like a pre-portioned 2-cup like size of it.
Yeah.
I love those things.
I love them too. I don't have any, but I watch you with just complete envy.
I mean, they're definitely more for like liquidy things. So maybe blueberries weren't the best because you could just do those in a bag. But I do love those like freezing, like buying in bulk and freezing in small portions is fantastic. And you save a lot of money. And then also, I added this one at the end, Costco. So if you remember, we did an episode on Sam's Club versus Costco, and where I took it upon myself
Or wasn't it grocery stores versus warehouse savings?
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah.
But I also pitted Sam's Club against Costco in the episode. And I went out into the field as a reporter to report back and found, well, I forget my findings, but I still do compare between grocery store and warehouse whenever I'm trying to buy something. With Sam's Club, I found that most of the time Walmart was cheaper.
Which
so
is
it
crazy.
right? So it wasn't worth it except when I got that deal on I didn't renew, but then I got a deal on a Costco membership. And I was like, well, it's time to test Costco. And what I have found is that they too are more expensive than Walmart, but it's because all of their things are organic.
Yeah.
You cannot find regular frozen blueberries, regular frozen strawberries, like regular frozen whatever. It is all organic.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it. So they, are a little more expensive. And so I still buy most of my stuff at the grocery store. But if you are somebody who values organic,
Costco's where it's
definitely would be the way to go.
I will also add Aldi has some good organic selection at some good prices.
Yes.
So let's not sleep on Aldi, my friends. Bring your
Who
quarter.
is sleeping on Aldi?
Hopefully no one anymore, but I still will get the straggler who's like, I don't know. It's small. I have to bring a quarter. I don't get it.
I went to the dog park yesterday And this, there is this like ragtag bunch of people with their dogs at this dog park. I love it. And one of the ladies was making fun of one of the guys, and she's like, "I'll throw my Aldi quarter at you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh.
These are my people.
These are my people."
I understand that joke.
Yeah. So
and how much it's really going to cost her to throw that at
I know.
him.
She was
That's
like,
a big deal.
"That's how you know I'm really mad."
Willing to lose this quarter over it.
Oh my God. It was a hoot. These people are a riot.
And if we've gone through this whole filter and to no avail, we're still looking for other ways to get organic groceries. Let's do it guilt-free then, friends. And the best way to do it guilt-free is to buy local, sustainable, values-driven, and aligned. And one of the best ways to do that is to purchase your organic produce from local farms and co-ops. So being able to support all of your local organic farmers, reduce your carbon footprint, buying directly from them is excellent. So you can look for farmers markets, co-ops, farm stands, wherever you can find fresh, sustainably grown organic produce. A good resource you can utilize to find that is Local Harvest, but also just drive around. Like there are farm stands everywhere.
Yeah, but that just because it's a farm stand or a local farm doesn't guarantee it's organic.
Sure.
Like my father-in-law's farm is not organic. But it is
does
local.
Pretty much guarantee that it's going to be better than whatever you're getting from Walmart.
True. This is so true. So small farms for sure will use fewer pesticides just naturally. They by law can't use like the most natural pesticides. They have to actually use certain insecticides. But yeah, they will be better than farms that are maybe 10 times their size and have more pest problems. So that's definitely true. You can also buy certified organic from ethical brands that you see in the grocery store. Remember, not everything that is green is ethical or sustainable. There is so much greenwashing from and brands that may have at once been defined as this, but have been bought up by larger companies and are no more. So every couple of years, it's definitely beneficial to check if something that you get at the grocery store to make sure that it's still independently owned and operated, or at least ethically owned and operated in whatever that is for you. So a widely available online option is Thrive Market. But again, smaller grocery stores that are maybe 2 to 3 locations versus your hundreds of locations, those are going to be more reliable. Anything smaller, honestly, is better.
Which is like this final tip within this category of supporting eco-conscious grocery stores. So this is going to be a lot of your more natural grocery stores. Certainly, they're going to have higher ticket prices, but generally their practices and their values are aligned with sustainability practices, and they're probably locally owned. So if this is a high value for you, then we say find ways to be able to spend here. And if needed, cut in other areas that aren't as valuable to you. I mean, we have to eat every single day. Yes, it is where we spend a lot of money. So we might as well feel really good about it.
Yeah. There's also the option of if this is something that's really important to you, but you find yourself eating out a lot. So you would ideally like to buy organic groceries, but you'll buy them and it's hard to use them. So you're eating out at these really expensive cafes that are good every once in a while, but are not sustainable frequently. Check into meal kits like Purple Carrot. Not sponsored by them. Haven't used them.
Would love to be.
Would love to have their money. But something that is pre-prepared, that is somewhere, that is in the radical middle, right? It's not as inexpensive as buying the organic produce and doing it yourself, but it's not as expensive as what you have been doing. It's in the middle, and it's a good kind of thing to get you over the hump of living values aligned, saving a little bit of money, And then eventually we want to work towards more DIY, but you don't have to skip straight from eating out 5 times a week to eating out 0 times a week. Let's find something that's going to get you over that hump that's in the radical middle, a little easier to jump to before you get to that attainable, like that DIY lifestyle that you are truly going for.
Do you know what else is DIY?
It's a good hump from the first part of the show to the last part of the show.
The Bill of the Week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hi, Jen and Jill. My name is Alyssa, and I'm calling to let you know that I'm super grateful that you guys suggested doing the 90-day transaction inventory in your mini budget series. I thought that we were super on top of our discretionary spending because we track all of our spending that we do on our card, but it turns out that we had a recurring auto pay for a duplicate subscription service. So we were paying 2 $20 subscriptions every month to the same service provider, and we were only using one of them. We were only aware of one of them. So we found that auto pay when we did the 90-day transaction inventory, and we made sure to cancel it right away. So that had been going on for 3 or 4 years, and it was somewhere around $700 that we had spent on a subscription that we've never even used. So super grateful, and I just want to let everyone out there know that even if you track every expense on your card, it's still worth doing the 90-day transaction inventory because you never know what's just sneakily going on there every month. So yeah, super big fan of the show, and I love all your guys' work. Thanks, bye.
Yes, whoa. Alyssa. Oh, selling it. You are selling in the 90-day transaction inventory. That is why.
And we both had a visceral reaction when you said it went on for 3 or 4 months and then gave an actual number.
3 or 4 years.
Years.
Yeah,
yes.
We thought you were going to say months is the thing.
And then it was years. And our jaws dropped and like both of us like in our shoulders like tensed up. We really felt that
and
with
you.
And
you think it's not going to happen to you, right?
But
you think it's not going to be you.
It's such a good point because like you said, even if you see your transactions on a bank statement, it's not going to stand out to you that there's duplicates because you just see that charge and you're like, yes, I use that subscription. Done. I know the subscriptions that I have, but there could be a duplicate and you're only going to know that if you do the 90-day transaction inventory. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Yeah. And you know, we do this in our spending intervention series on YouTube. Back to today's sponsor. Subscribe and like our YouTube channel, please, because we go through real people's 90-day transaction inventories during the spending intervention. We talk through some real scenarios about how people are spending money, ways that they can improve their spending, make it more values aligned. So absolutely subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Watch that. Thanks,
I'm
Alyssa,
so happy
for the plug.
You, Alyssa.
Yeah. This is great. Well done. You are no longer spending that money. There is a part of me that wants to know if you could go back and get any money from this subscription service.
You should try. Try it. You never know. Maybe you fail, but if you've been subscribed to them for this long and you're using the service, they might give you some kind of prorate or some kind of discount moving forward.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
for
move
that
too.
like
to make
error.
up for it.
Yeah. So you should definitely try.
Yes. If you all are listening, have a bill you want to submit, if it's similar to Alyssa and you did a 90-day transaction inventory and you found a double bill and you canceled that bill, or you've subscribed to our YouTube channel to figure out the types of bills other people are paying on our spending intervention, or just your name is Bill and you want to do a spending intervention with us, but you also want to leave us a bill of the week, frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill. We can't wait to listen to it. And now it's time for
the lightning round. Pew. All right. If you could only buy one thing organic for the rest of the year, what would it be? Jill, how much organic do you purchase?
Here's the funny thing, Jen. Me buying organic goes based on how tight or not tight my spending plan feels. So like sometimes I'm at the grocery store and it's like all organic, even the canned stuff. Yeah, I can afford it. And then other times I'm like, who fucking cares? This doesn't mean anything. Wow. So it's very connected to my mood ring, honestly.
Because we have been paid the same for quite a long time.
Yeah. And sometimes it feels like I don't have it.
It's not a lot
to give.
Well, we don't have it to give. We don't pay ourselves a lot. I'll be
No,
honest.
we
That's why we
don't.
need your subscriptions on YouTube. They're free and they help us.
But whenever possible, if I am buying berries, I try to get the organic berries. That always feels like the most important to me. You know, trying to follow the dirty dozen.
Yeah.
I don't always. How about you?
I don't ever.
And the organic is never in the budget. It doesn't depend on how I feel.
I have 2 children and a puppy. And even before I had kids, organic was never in the budget. And even on the Dirty Dozen. And I would love if you can convince me that this is a bad choice. I am open to being convinced.
But convince her on our YouTube channel after you subscribe.
I will only listen to comments left on YouTube videos.
From subscribers.
And it has to say publicly subscribed. And it doesn't have to be relevant to the video. But that is how I interact with people now. I wish I was that person, and I am not. And I know I'm probably not alone. Half of our listeners are not going to listen to this episode because they already feel that way.
What feels to you like the most important thing to buy organic if you were that person?
I would say berries. I think I'm just a little biased. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
And leafy greens. I know we only said one, but for me, berries and leafy greens. And now berries, if it's too expensive, then I'll either do organic or I won't do them at all. Like there is no radical middle for me typically, but I'm buying leafy greens every single week. And thankfully, that's not too expensive organic. And that is what I'll do. I'm changing my answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I buy avocado oil for cooking, and I think that's organic.
Nice.
I don't think they make regular.
Probably not.
Yeah.
If you're buying avocado oil, you're just like it's already organic.
Yeah, I think my extra virgin olive oil might be organic, but it's just because that's the one I purchased.
Anything you buy from Costco?
Really anything, yeah.
So.
Which I don't do a lot from Costco.
There's your question. If you could only buy one thing from Costco for the rest of the year, what would it be?
Ooh, I know what your answer would be.
That's cool because I don't know.
The hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we just went to Costco on Sunday. And okay, let's go through the outro and then
you'll figure it out.
I'll have to look at my Costco receipts.
Thank
you so much for listening. We love reading your kind reviews, whether they are on YouTube, Spotify, wherever, on Amazon if you purchased the book. Did you know we have a book? It's called Buy What You Love Without Going Broke. It breaks down that 90-day transaction inventory and tells you where to go from there. It gives you tells you how to make your baseline and then how to spend better from that baseline. And it's available now at buywhatyoulovebook.com. And Lori Gold read it and gave it a 5-star review. They said, I have been enjoying and learning so much from Jen and Jill's podcast, Frugal Friend. So I was thrilled when they announced their new book, Buy What You Love Without Going Broke. This book was all I'd hoped for and more. It has heart and is unlike other personal finance books I've read, partly because it reaches beyond finances, leading each individual reader to easily understand their own patterns, needs, and plans. Jen and Jill are two personal finance coaches who share their stories, tools, and guidance while rooting for your successes along the way. Each section ends with an action step, so by the end of the book, you'll have easily assembled your own set of financial tools that you can use throughout your life for a better financial future.
Lori, what an amazing, comprehensive, succinct review. We really appreciate your words.
We appreciate
I feel
you
like
so much, Lori.
this really helps to summarize what the book is and does. So if that sounds like what you need, buywhatyoulovebook.com. Go get your own copy. If you do read it, please leave us a review because it continues to help us. All of these things that you can do for free does help us. So leave a rating and review on the podcast, buy the book, review the book, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, even if you're not a big YouTube watcher, you just really want to help us.
Help me.
Just go onto YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and then you never have to do another thing again.
And
although we do recommend it.
You can
We
leave
think
a
it's
comment on the latest video being like, I'm just here for the sub. And nobody will know. You leave something really random that seems like an inside joke, and then we will respond like we get it.
Yes.
Which I don't know, it might alienate new people to YouTube. But it might
love that
entice
they'll have
them,
like
the
a whole
mystery.
YouTube subculture where people
I
are
am
just
here for
posting
that.
unhinged things.
I am so here for that.
I think we have
Yes.
awoken the tribe on that one, probably.
Please.
All right, everyone. We've got enough action steps for you after this one. We hope you enjoyed, and we're going to see you next time.
Bye. Frugal Friends is produced by Eric Siriani. All right. So there are quite a few things that I buy frequently at Costco, but I think I want to choose one that I can only get at Costco. So I think...
Yeah, that's a good call.
There's these things called Heavenly Hunks.
Mm.
They're like oatmeal bites.
Those are so good.
My kids are obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot keep them, but they're so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They are not. It's $10 for a bag.
You know what? My energy bites that I make, that recipe.
Similar?
Very similar.
Because I was like, I'm going to have to get a recipe for this because they're too much.
Yeah.
And they love them. JoJo's dark chocolate. With the like nuts, like pistachios and dried cranberries. Those are a good sweet treat, healthy sweet treat. And Ellie likes these jerky treats, and then dried liver treats. They're actually very affordable at Costco.
Oh, cool.
Versus if I was to get them at like PetSmart or something. So I feel like if I had to choose one, I would have to choose the Heavenly Hunks. Or they also have a vanilla yogurt. I think it's a goat milk yogurt. That stuff is delicious. And I've never seen it anywhere else.
I would probably choose something from their frozen section. Their frozen foods save me so much. They are my emergency freezer meals.
Yes.
So I love stocking up on stuff like that from Costco.
Have you tried the pre-cooked sirloin?
No.
That's just in the refrigerated section.
No, that sounds crazy.
It is good. I've been doing steak salads with it.
And so just cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pre-cooked.
Uh-huh.
It's refrigerated. Comes in 2 packages. So I froze one and I've been eating the other.
Mm-hmm.
One package will get me like 3 salads.
Okay.
And this is my first time trying it because it's not cheap. It's like $24
Whoa.
for all that
Mm-hmm.
meat.
Yeah.
But it has saved me
Mm-hmm.
several times
Yeah.
in the past week.
Yeah.
Like last night we got home really late and I hadn't eaten. And instead of going for something unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do a really healthy steak salad.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like going in radical middle, like has you more healthy too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the worst thing I could have. It's not the best thing I can have, but it's quick and it's easy and it's pretty healthy.
I love that. You've hacked life.
I have not hacked life. For you to say that and know where I'm at in life is an inside joke. But here we are.
I'm in your YouTube video coming out with some unhinged comments.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. Tell us what you want, what you buy at Costco.
I'm saying the freezer section. What would be my favorite thing? We were really enjoying those chicken cordon bleu things. Definitely not the most healthy.
Yeah.
But easy to eat from home.
Easy.
Just like
we had to take a break from them. We were buying them so much.
Uh-huh. Costco has the best bacon.
Real good bacon.
Real good bacon. I would probably, though, have to say, and I'm not going to remember the specific name of it, but they've got like pre-packaged like burritos or chimichanga things that are some really good go-to lunches for us.
I take everything back. The Costco white chocolate raspberry cake. That's it.
You would live off of that?
I would live off of that.
That's right. You have made statements like this before. Like you could live off of, that's what episode? This would have been so long ago probably, where that was our lightning round question of what food could you live off of? And I took it literally. I was like, bread, wine, and apples. Like, I think it has everything that I need. And you were like, tiramisu. And I'm like, no, Jen, you're not understanding the assignment. Like, you can't live off a tiramisu. And you dug in, like heels in. You doubled down.
I love tiramisu.
Yes, I can. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every
just a little bit. A little bit for every meal. Not too much.
And here you are again. I'm like, I think I could sustain off of like burritos with like beans and meat and veggies inside of it. You're like, the raspberry cake.
It's so good. Hey, first I said steak salad. I want to put that out there.
And then you were like, no, let me change my answer.
Yeah, I did.
I'm coming out of the radical middle and going to an extreme.
Yep.
Wow.
There we are.
This after show has been longer than the episode itself.
But it's been important. And people needed to hear this. People really needed that.
Horsepower, 0 to 60 times. These are among the benchmarks when considering a new vehicle. But Lexus believes there are some things, immeasurable things, that matter more. Awe, exhilaration, joy. How a cabin feels like it was crafted with you in mind. The way an engine note resonates with your soul. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. That's the standard of amazing. Lexus. Experience amazing.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there are lots of places that also have it, and they might not be as careful as you are. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock US-based restoration specialist will help solve identity theft issues on your behalf, guaranteed or your money back. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. You might not be able to control how others handle your personal information, but you can help protect it with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Behind every successful business is a vision. Bringing it to life takes more than effort. It takes the right financial foundation and support. That's where Chase for Business comes in. With convenient digital tools, helpful resources, and personalized guidance, we can help your business forge ahead confidently. Learn more at chase.com/business. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. The Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Copyright 2025 J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
This is an iHeart podcast.